There are billions of galaxies in the observable universe, each containing billions of stars, but there's only one that we call home. So let's take a moment to appreciate the amazing place that we live in. Here are 6 blow-your-mind facts about our galaxy. Number 1. Most of the Milky Way stars have a really boring view of the cosmos. If you live in the United States, or almost anywhere else on Earth for that matter, when you look up at the night sky, it's likely that you'll see a band of stars stretching from horizon to horizon. This band is our galaxy, the Milky Way, and it looks like a river of stars flowing through the blackness of space. But while you might be able to make out individual stars within the Milky Way band, those stars are so far away that they look like nothing more than tiny pinpricks of light. In fact, most stars in the Milky Way are too far away for us to see much of anything else. Not other stars in our galaxy, and certainly not the galaxies that populate the rest of the universe. That's because most of the Milky Way stars are located in the galactic bulge or disk, and it's really flat. It's called the local supercluster, and it's about 100,000 light-years thick. But stars within this region of the galaxy are packed so close together that if you were on a stargazing vacation in the middle of the galactic bulge, you would only be able to see a few dozen stars, all of them no more than a couple of light years away. That's because the average distance between stars in the galactic bulge is about 10 times smaller than the distance between the Sun and its nearest stellar neighbor, Alpha Centauri. By comparison, if you went to a dark sky zone here on Earth, you'd be able to see upwards of 3,000 stars spread out across the night sky. Number 2. Our solar system is weirdly and dangerously located in the Milky Way. The Sun is about halfway between the galactic center and the edge of the Milky Way disk. But even though our solar system is relatively close to the center of our galaxy, it's still a heck of a long way from the action. In fact, if you wanted to travel from Earth to the center of the Milky Way, it would take you nearly 30,000 years to get there. Assuming that you could travel at the speed of light, and if you wanted to get to the edge of the Milky Way, it would take you over 100,000 years. What's worse, our solar system is located in what astronomers call the Orion Arm, a relatively minor spiral arm of the galaxy. Basically, we're living in the suburbs. But every once in a while, our galactic neighborhood gets a little rough. That's because the Earth flies through a path of cosmic debris every couple hundred years or so. And while most of these chunks of space rock burn up in our atmosphere before they do any damage, some make it all the way to the ground. And when that happens, well, you get meteor showers. Number 3. There could be another galaxy living inside of ours. We've all heard stories about strange lights in the sky that move through space in ways that defy the laws of physics. Some people dismiss these alleged UFOs as nothing more than elaborate hoaxes or the product of overactive imaginations. But according to some astronomers, there may be a more mundane explanation for these mysterious objects. In 2017, a team of researchers, led by astrophysicist Dr. Stacy McGaw, proposed that the Milky Way may have an invisible companion galaxy living inside of it. Dr. McGaw and his colleagues argued that certain UFOs could actually be rogue planets that originated in the Sagittarius dwarf spheroidal galaxy, a small galaxy that's in the process of merging with the Milky Way. According to Dr. McGaw, this unusual arrangement would explain why some UFOs seem to move through our galaxy in odd ways, including backwards. If their hypothesis is correct, this wouldn't be the first time that something like this has happened. After all, our galaxy has grown significantly over the past 10 billion years by consuming smaller galaxies and collecting stray stars and clumps of dust. Number 4. Black holes may lurk in the middle of the Milky Way. Every spiral galaxy in the universe seems to have one, a supermassive black hole at its center. These colossal objects can weigh millions or even billions of times more than our Sun. Yet, they're still small enough to fit inside of our solar system. Astronomers have found evidence of a bright and very massive object at the heart of the Milky Way, but they don't know exactly what it is. Some astronomers believe that the strange object, known as Sagittarius, a star, is actually a supermassive black hole, while others argue that it's just a very dense cluster of stars. If it is a black hole, it's likely that it weighs somewhere around 4 million times more than our Sun. And while that's an incredibly massive object, it doesn't really pose a threat to our solar system. That's because black holes don't actually suck things in. They just exert a gravitational pull, just like any other massive object. Number 5. The Milky Way smells like a burnt caramel popcorn chicken. Not literally, of course. No one has ever smelled their galaxy. But in 2010, scientists did something pretty crazy. They tried to figure out what our galaxy tastes like. Now, obviously, you can't taste the galaxy either. So they took a different approach. They analyzed the chemical composition of Comet 67P, which had just been visited by the European Space Agency's Rosetta spacecraft. Turns out that the building blocks of comets are remarkably similar to the chemical elements that give our planet its distinct flavor. And thanks to the work of German artist and molecular biologist Dr. Andreas Carstensen, we now know what our galaxy would taste like if someone put it in a microwave. Apparently, the Milky Way smells like burnt caramel popcorn chicken. Number 6. The Milky Way is really old. Our galaxy formed gradually over the course of billions of years. Starting with a few dozen stars near a giant cloud of gas and dust, over time, the stars in the galaxy began to orbit one another, creating the flattened disk that we live in today. Eventually, the galaxy grew so large that it began to consume other, smaller galaxies, giving it the jagged, slightly lopsided shape that we see today. And while astronomers aren't entirely sure how old our galaxy is, they estimate that it's at least 10 billion years old. Well, there you have it. 6 facts about the Milky Way that will hopefully make you appreciate just how special our corner of the cosmos really is. So next time you look up at the night sky, remember that you're looking out into the vastness of space and time, and while we may be just a tiny speck of dust in the grand scheme of things, we're also right in the middle of one of the most amazing places in the universe.